New hypersonic jet technology is something that has become very important for any nation. Increasing tensions between the United States and Russia may lead to a battle as things don't seem to be going in the right direction. This is where America may come up with its best and most dangerous technologies, with the potential to destroy the whole of Russia within no time. A way out for America was to make use of all the companies and be the one that would teach Russia a lesson for good. Welcome back to another video where we speak about the hypersonic jet being developed by Elon Musk for the American government. How successful will America be in taking over Putin's ironic ideas, and how far do you think America will go to make sure this happens? The rivalry between Russia and the USA has come to a height where either of them may not look back and will certainly not let the other one win in any manner. Certain trade-related sanctions, such as not purchasing the essential oils from Russia, are one of the ways where we notice the USA retaliating against the Russians. But is that the only thing that the American government is looking forward to doing? After you hear this news that just came in, you'll realize that this is not just it. There's a lot more than the American government has in mind. The European countries have been really hitting on Russia for the kind of treatment they delivered in Ukraine. Unfortunately, the police forces of Ukraine are still finding out the extent to which devastations were caused by the Russian military. With so many other European nations supporting Ukraine, it was important for the United States to take swift action and not lag behind them in any manner. This is more effectively noticed when it comes to military innovation. Of all the innovations that the United States has come up with, a lot of the relevant ones belong to a single individual, Elon Musk. This makes him one of the most important personalities that America could ever have on its land. So, what jet are we speaking about, and why is it so important? The answer is quite simple, and you'll figure it out by the end of this video. The hypersonic fighter jet, which is currently being developed by the United States, has unique capabilities that not a lot of other fighter jets have in their possession. This fighter jet came up as a part of the Project Mayhem and is certainly set to cause quite a lot of mayhem for Russia. But how is Elon Musk helping in developing this for the government? His capabilities in the world have spoken loud enough, and his innovations have helped the market and consumers at an international level. His speeches for nature and its protection, vision to sustain life on Mars, and projects that could change the way we live on Earth are what makes him famous, apart from being the richest man on Earth while we make this video. His work in the EV industry is not the only product that makes him successful. SpaceX is another one of the important companies that he came up with that changed the way we look at the skies beyond. So, assumingly, since this is a military operation, we might assume that the part which interests the government may probably be one of the works that SpaceX may be executing. However, that is not the case. The government is more interested in the battery technology of Tesla and intends to take a few things back home from him. Let us see why. The government very recently gave Lockheed Martin a contract that obliges them to equip laser weapons on fighter jets, which makes it important for them to have good battery storage. When it comes to batteries, even the fighter jets may make use of lithium-ion batteries that are being used in Tesla cars. This makes Tesla a very important asset for the government. So the extent of development executed by Musk and his team through Tesla is certainly the one that caught the military's eye. As a matter of fact, SpaceX is also one of the companies that have been eyed by the government. Looking back at its missions it flew recently, you'll see that SpaceX is the only private company that gets contracts for developing good supplies to the International Space Station. One of the clients that SpaceX has at the moment is the US military. One of the permissions that this gives them is to transport sensitive cargo up into space. So, looking at that kind of connections that they have, also given the kind of nature that Elon Musk has to keep venturing into new technologies, it was not at all surprising for us to find out that Elon Musk has intentions of developing a hypersonic fighter jet with the United States government and the military. So, as you see on your screen, he has desperately been trying to get this done and develop a supersonic jet for the nation. The Hypersonic Air Vehicle program is also underway that has been codenamed Mayhem. This update is what makes us think that Elon Musk has a lot to offer for this country and its military strength. Such speed brings in the ability for the military to strike at any point within just an hour. The new name that has been chosen for this project is Hypersonic Multi ISR and Strike. The achievement that we will see twitch this project is the military will now be able to carry out multiple operations as standardized payloads. Apart from being used for the military, this will also bring a lot of technological capabilities into the market for others to make use of. We have a very limited amount of information for this project. However, from all that we know, we're certain that the Mayhem has been capped at a total of $371 million. With a total of 3 kinds of payload, the system will be standardized, helping them to work at the fastest possible pace. Let's look at what the 3 payloads are. The first one is an area effect payload. The second one is a large unitary payload and a responsive intelligence surveillance and reconnaissance payload, which is abbreviated as the ISR payload. The technology that we have in hand makes it possible for the US to have a modernized high explosive fragmentation warhead with just a smaller unitary. Apart from this, it'll also be able to make use of the large unitary to make large warheads. This will then be able to make multiple impacts on a single target and hence can be used on deep bunkers and other defensive structures. Before we tell you more, help us out by hitting the like button, subscribing to this channel, and hitting the bell icon to stay updated at all times. Let's get you back to the military. One of the things that the military has told us is that the Project Mayhem is associated with the research and development of advanced scramjet propulsion technologies. They also intend to learn more about the multi-cycle jet engine technologies to further refine their war machines and be a better competitor against the Russian atrocities. One of the main problems that the military has been facing is the fact that the jets have not been really up to their performance levels at low speeds. The next thing is they solved this challenge was to come up with a design that could travel at hypersonic levels as well. Since these jets have dual modes, something very new in the industry, it became important for them to be able to bring in a lot more intel than what they have on the table. Now, what did the geniuses have to say? Let's hear it from them. It was recently found that Michael White, who was also the principal director of hypersonics in the Pentagon office of the Director of Defense Research and Engineering for Modernization, stated that the Project Mayhem would be able to investigate the next step and what opportunity the space allows in terms of hypersonic cruise missile systems. So from these words, the objective of this research is pretty much clear. They intend on finding out what can be done to build a much more advanced system that will be very effective in the long range. They're looking at a kind of revolution to reach the top of their capabilities. The main aim here is to extend the range of systems while not letting down on their performance. Naturally, this calls for more power and a more refined system as a whole. So that's about it. From the limited information that the government has released for public use, we can be certain that the technology that is being in collaboration with Elon Musk is certainly one of a kind. This will help the military come up with a very good technology that could bring up the levels of efficiency, range, and performance to a level that has never been achieved by humankind. The day is not far before we notice something extremely powerful to stand up against the kind of atrocities that Russia has inflicted on Ukraine. What we need to find out right now is when we'll see the Project Mayhem getting completed. For that, stay tuned to this channel as we do the research for you and give you an update as soon as it's available. Hit the like button and subscribe to this channel to keep us encouraged. We'll meet you next time.